First and foremost, I want to give all the honors, the praises, the glory belongs to my Lord and Savior, Yahweh, by Sham Yahawashi, by Hasham Mahavakar Kwadash. Honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit, and to the few, a very few brothers and sisters that are listening and also learning in hopes of being saved within these last days, because these are truly the last days. And guess what? It's already written. It's already written. The ones that we're going to overcome, the enemy's already been defeated. That's also written as well. Okay? So they can cover their foolishness, but the enemy's done. It's just being played out in the physical now. So the elect, they would be walking that victory in the flesh. That's what you got to understand. Yeah, you're not defeated. There's not a loss. It's really a win. In the flesh, it may look like that. We don't walk by the flesh. We don't walk by sight. We walk by faith. These people, they're not faithful. They're faithless. They're faithless. They're wicked and they're faithless. And the scripture says, we're going to go to it. Hold on just a minute. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. This is what the scripture says about the unfaithful. Listen up. We're going to go to Ezra's. We're going to get scriptures on the unfaithful. What's their fate going to be? To the unfaithful. 2nd Ezra 15. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. That's what we're doing right now. Speaking to the words of prophecy. Prophecy means to say before. Okay? And it says, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahawashi. So he's already put these words in our mouth, giving us what to say. I'm not just saying it. All right? And it says, cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. This is faithful. And it's true. So because it's faithful and it's true, the men that have been blessed with that faith, they're going to fully believe what's written within the scriptures. Because it's faithful. It's not a lie. There's no deceit in it. So you could trust in it. Because it's faithful. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Yeah, but why? Why does it say this? That would mean you would have imaginations. That would mean you have people that are thinking within their demonic heads bad concerning the truth, bad about you. Which we don't care about that anyway. We only care about what the Heavenly Father and His Son thinks. That's what we care about. Fear not what? The imaginations against thee. Because there's imaginations, there's people that imagine things against you. There's people that summon things up, thoughts in their head. Okay? There's people that project. That's in imagination. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Incredulity means unbelief. So we know we're living in a faithless generation. So a lot are not going to believe. But it says, don't let the incredulity of them, the unbelief, trouble you. Just because they don't believe. You got to let them trouble you. So bloody what? So what? They don't believe. That's their problem. That's not our problem. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. That's what's going to happen. You're unfaithful. That's what's going to happen. That's going to be the end result. So we're going to continue having faith, whether you like it or not. Whether you want us to quit or not. We're not going to quit because some degenerate says, he's too strong. He never stops. I want him to quit. No, that's the devil speaking through you. That's who's speaking through you. The adversary, which he's speaking through a lot of people. Okay? But we're going to take heed to what? His words. So now we're going to go to this. What's the solution? You got people talking about, does he have a solution? Hold on. Well, what's the solution? Yeah, we have a solution. What's the solution? What's his plan? What's he looking to do? Well, any wise man in war is not going to tell the opposition what his plans are anyway. So I wouldn't tell you that, especially if you're working for the other side. The solution and how we're going to deal with this. So a lot of people are saying, well, maybe negotiate, just negotiate. There's nothing to negotiate about. It's either you're going to get with the program, your Habasha's program, or you're going to get laid down. There is no negotiation. The only negotiation is you got to get with the truth. It's not the other way around. Let's go to this. Ecclesiastes 9, and we're going to jump straight to 14. As near as can tell, that can guess at their neighbor and consult with the wise. You got to consult with the wise, right? So when you're going for anything, make sure you're taking the right counsel. Make sure you got the right people around you to counsel you, to guide you. A lot of people got counselors, but they got the wrong counselors. People that are giving them wrong counsel. You don't really want to be taking counsel of people in the world because they're not going to give you the right counsel. Because they haven't been raised up in the ways of the scriptures. You want to be taking counsel from what? Brothers, the fellow brothers within the faith, because they're going to give you the right counsel. And it says, let thy talk be with the wise and all that communication in the Lord of the Most High. That's where our talk's supposed to be. That's where our... See how when they come in at noise, that's where our counsel's supposed to be. With the wise. That's where our counsel is. It's with the wise. And there is people out here, they were expecting something to happen to you. Expecting it. They were expecting you to go mad. Yeah, I can't wait until it happens. Well, it hasn't happened. Hasn't happened. Your wish hasn't come true. Why? Because we're faithful to Yahawashi. So there's people fed up the imaginations against thee. They're part of this world. That's what they're about. That's why you get these fucking idiots beeping sirens and all that. Is this the Matrix? It's the Matrix. And a lot of people have sold their soul to the Matrix to become an idiot. So idiotness is and foolishness is now promoted. The Lord, he's dealing with people that are dealing with wisdom. He ain't dealing with the foolishness, people that want to honk horns. He ain't dealing with people like that. Right? Gangstalking, he ain't dealing with them type of people. He's dealing with the prophets, teachers, and the fellow believers. Those that believe on his name. Okay? Let's go to Luke 16. But I have to bear me just a minute. Bare foolishness is getting pushed out here. Bare foolishness. Got people acting like Beavis and Butthead. But this is what your society is promoting. Foolishness. Just be foolish and you get promoted in this world. That's what you have to do. Be a complete idiot. Be a complete fool. And you will get promoted. Because that's what this system pushes. Folly. Folly is setting great dignity. I'm still looking for it. Hold on. Found it. Luke 15. And we're going to jump straight to 26. If anyone comes to me and does not hate his father or mother, wife, children, brothers and sisters, yes, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. That's what you got to do. If you can't do that, guess what? You cannot be the Lord Yahawa's disciple, his follower. So you gotta hate everything that you once loved. You may have once loved. You gotta hate all of it. You gotta hate it. That's how you become his disciple. But there's a lot of men, they want to hold on to what they have here. Let me just check my signal. Full signal as well. Every time I do a lesson, signal's high. Because you got somebody else at the end of these devices that are using these signals. That's what you got. Okay? You got these witches and you got these warlocks following us as well. And the human traffickers. But that's another topic. We might speak about that later on. This is Luke 15. And we're going to jump straight to 26. And his own life, he cannot be my disciple. So you also got to hate your own life. Yes. Hate it. Right? That would hate. Yeah, you got to hate your own life. You can't love your life here. You can't love your life here. Why would you? Why are you going to love your life here when all that is here is wickedness? Why are you going to do that for? So it says, he that loveth his life, he cannot be my disciple. And whoever does not bear his cross cannot come after me. I cannot be my disciple. For which of you intending to build a tower and does not sit down first and count the cost, whether he has enough to finish it? So we have to count the cost. Is it enough? Huh? Is the amount enough to build that tower? You know, all these things you have to check. You have to do a tick. All right, check that box. Tick that box. Do you have enough to build? You need sufficient amount of funding. Or does not sit down first and count the cost whether he is enough to finish it. So that's after he has laid the foundation and is not able to finish. All who see it will begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. So if you don't finish, guess what? You're going to be a laughing stock. You're going to be a mockery because you were not able to finish it. Yeah, it's about finishing. People are laughing. Look, this building, it wasn't finished. That's what will happen. That's why you got to finish what was starting. You got to endure the hardships within this faith and the demons that come up against you. There was no traffic. There was no cars going past until now. See? All fucking idiots. Given to the system, basically. That's what they do. That's what happens when you don't have no integrity. You end up like this, driving your car around like this, being controlled by a hive mind technology. Most of them are probably human traffickers anyway. Right? No, they're always using cars, innit? That's a part of the system. Right? That's a part of the system. Right? This is the mark of the beast system. So you have to count that cost when you go into war. You have to count that cost, man. Okay? Fully count the cost. Fully. Let me just pan the camera. It's a cost. It's a major cost. Look at all the people on the bus as well. They all look like fucking zombies as well. Look at all these people on the bus. Just looking. Like a bunch of fucking zombies, man. Bunch of occult members, voodoo priests, all on one bus. I guess what, they know who you are as well. Why? Because they watch you. Okay? Yeah, these people are done. I gotta say, they're just done. Yeah, hold your heads, man. For occult members. You gotta have this world is run by Satan now. You understand? This is Satan's world. So you're gonna see Satan's minions up and down. I told you about the traffic, how they use cars. I told you that, bro. Oh, it's just cars driving past. No, I know this road. It's never busy, proper busy. Right? Yeah, this guy rev up the van. Fucking idiot. I'm telling you, bro, different times now. That's why brothers have to be fully locked in. Fully. And these are the same people why you have mass shootings, mass crime. Because of your society. These assholes, man. That's why. These are the people, these are the reason why. But they will never win with behavior like that. They're never going to win. Okay? That's why you have to count the cost. That's called stimuli. What they're doing, that's all done by FBI. That's called stimuli. With the vehicles, it causes what you call stimuli within the brain. So it puts you in fight mode or flight mode. That's why they do that stuff with the vehicles. Right? That's why they do that. Okay? Stupid asses. A lot of these people are Freemasons. A lot of these people that are driving these cars are Freemasons as well. And they love wearing blue and red. Bunch of idiots, man. Just fools. They're just fools. And who's controlling all that? I told you, it's the army. The army's controlling all these people. The army's controlling all these idiots, man. You got this man wearing blue and red. Blue shirt, red hat. It's army, bro. Alright? They're the ones that control Britain. And it says, for which of you intending to build a tower does not sit down first? And it says also, or what king going to make war against another king does not sit down first and consider whether he is able with 10,000 to meet him who comes against him with 20,000? Or else, while the other is still a great way off, he sends a delegation and asks conditions of peace. Likewise, whoever of you does not forsake all that he has cannot be my disciple. So you always got to forsake everything you have. You got to forsake that. Everything. Can't take nothing with you. Right? Forsake everything you have. Everything. Right? That's when you can come and serve the Lord. Because that's weight. That's a burden that you don't need to deal with. So when you give it to the Lord, that's beautiful. When you're giving it to Him. And forsaking the things of this world. Which is going to bring you closer to Yahawashi. Forsake these things, man. Right? And these people are such fucking cowards. Guess what they have to do? Use low energy frequencies, use stimuli, use the public, use cult members. That's how weak these people are. Weak, man. Weak. Babakisha. Overly weak, Babakisha. And you got this chap with his phone, with the cameras heading my way. That's trafficking lingo. You know when they have the phones and they hold it your way? Yeah, that's trafficking lingo. So you like the program, you're going to get put on game. How this program is run. And it's run in such a way, you won't even notice, bro. Psychological warfare, bro. They're running psychological programs on people. Right? Also using children as well. But they also get their children involved. Now I know it's sick. It's happening all over. This stuff is happening all over, brothers. We're not making this up. Pan the camera. We ain't making these things up. Yeah, they use their children, man. They use their children to do these things. Like this woman, just before I started, this woman came up with her children. And the children, they act like gremlins as well. Children act like little ass gremlins, man. Right? I wasn't acting like that when I was a child, man. I used to treat children with beatings, man. I was never acting like that when I was a child. Now, I wasn't perfect, but I wasn't doing that, bro. These children need beatings. When I say beatings, lawful beatings, man. They're able to say anything and get away with anything nowadays. Right? And if I was you, I'd keep your children indoors, bro, because there's a lot of paedophiles out here as well. But if you speak about that, guess what? You're more likely to get locked up speaking about that. You could have a paedophile walking about, and that paedophile don't get no slack at all. That's what society we're living in. Imagine that. Imagine that. Got bloody paedophiles walking around the gaff, and they get less time than someone that steals some sweets from the store. Imagine that. Then when you go to the police about it, the police will cover that up. The police will cover that, or it's ambulance. They'll cover that up. Stupid asses, man. Yeah, they even use the ambulance workers to put on the sirens as well. This is the Matrix. It's all the Matrix. Don't fall for it. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. They're told to do these things because they're stupid. They'd rather sell their soul. And now they're given orders from on high, right, to do these particular things. You're not smart. You're not wise. Your arms are too short to box with God and his men. And we don't need to use weapons, because guess how you're going to get brought down? By the word. That's how you're getting brought down. Right? They're mind control spirits out here. Them octopus mind control spirits are out here, man. Trying to control your life. You got them octopus, what they call it? Them octopus spirits, man, that wrap their tentacles around your head. That's what mind control is, right? A bunch of wires wrapped around your head, the mind control spirit. That's what they're under. Mind control. Warner, Galatians 5, stand fast therefore in the liberty by which Mashiach has made us free. Stand fast in it. This is the liberty right here, where Yahawashi Mashiach has made us free. Stand fast. Firm. They're not standing in that. They're not standing firm. These people are comedians, man. And do not be entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Don't get entangled with the yoke of bondage within this world. Satan, the devil, wants you in bondage. You're seeing it though, how a lot of these people, they're in bondage. You can actually see that. They're in bondage to them spirits, man. They're in bondage to them demonic spirits that are using their vessels. Because they're giving themselves to this system. That happens when you sell your soul. You give yourself to what? A familiar spirit. Now you're stuck. As for us, we're not stuck. We're free. We're free. They're not. They have to follow you around, Mike, because Satan is telling them to follow you around. That's someone that's not free. You sold your soul. You should be free to walk about. You're not free. Look at all that traffic there. Goes to traffic. Bit of traffic now. Look at the meters. Look at the cars as well. How far of a distance they're apart from each other as well. Same techniques. All run by the army. All run by the army. Same techniques. All done by technology, which we told you about. Same techniques. Same thing. Right? It's the same thing. And they follow a principle, but if their principle is not according to the lost principles, then it don't mean shit. It don't mean shit. By which Mashiach has made us free. And do not be entangled again with the yoke of bondage. They're under the yoke of bondage. Don't be entangled with it. We were once in bondage, but we be made free from bondage. Let's go to Romans. Romans 8. And we're going to jump straight to, where was we? Salakia, this is verse 15. For you did not receive the spirit of bondage again to fear. It says it. We have not received that spirit again to fear. That's bondage. So the enemy wants you in fear. That's where he wants you. Because through that is control. That's control. Through fear. That's why they need to make all that noise and all that. That's to throw you off your pivot point. That's why they need to do these things. Because they want to hide from something. Someone that always needs chaos and drama around, that's someone that's not comfortable within themselves. So they need noise. They need a noisy environment. There's a lot of people, guess what they do? Hide stuff. They hide who they truly are. That's what people do. They can't sit in silence for no longer than what? Hold on. They can't sit in silence for no longer than what? 10 minutes. It's a bloody shame. Excuse me just a minute. What a bloody shame. What a shame. Okay. You don't need to do that. Noise, chaos, organized chaos. You don't need that. The Lord is not the author of confusion, but of peace. So when you see the chaos, you already know where that's coming. You already know where that's coming from. That's coming from the adversary. Because the Lord Yahawashi, he loves you. He ain't going to bring you that. He ain't going to bring you... Well, he can bring chaos to level you out. So you can see and so you can make adjustments. But that's not of God. That's of the adversary. That's of the devil. I will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed upon the Lord Yahawashi. Perfect peace. That's not perfect peace. That's noise campaign. That's noise campaign. That's not perfect peace. The enemy's played out. The enemy is played out. So we've tried every single tactic now, getting real desperate because his kingdom's coming to an end. And he knows that. Let me just check the bars on this phone because they seem to be hacking into this phone as well. Every time I do a lesson, the bars are like full bars. So what they're also doing, intelligence services, probably MI5, what they do, they emit the bars when they're watching these videos. So they do all those things as well. Flash them frequencies your way. That's all MK Ultra. Right? They want to mess your head up. They want to discredit you because they know what we're speaking is truth. But guess what? You can't discredit us. You can't discredit the word of Yahweh by Shem Yahawashi. Even if you tried, you cannot do it. You cannot. You can't. You can't do it. No chance. So that's what they're trying to do. Discredit what's being said. That's why they come in noise campaign. That's why when I first came in, you had the woman. What was that? You had a woman with her 2 children, and the children were acting like brute beasts. They were acting like animals, uncivilized. Because if you're a fool, you're going to teach your children to act like that. Raise up your child in a way he should go. When he's older, he's not going to depart from it. So now, yes, you even got children that are demonically possessed or influenced or taught certain things. Yeah, they even teach their children to stalk. You know that? They get taught how to stalk from a young age. Ain't that a flipping shame? I never got taught none of that. From a young age. That's why there's going to be a resetting. And Yahawashi is going to do that visiting. And in our kingdom, there ain't going to be no disobedience. Right? We're going to do things right. And you're definitely not going to have no disobedient children. We're not, none of that. None of that. You're not going to be talking back to your father or your mother. You're going to have respect under the law. Right? All those things. So that's what they do. They backpedal off your signals through your phone. That's what they do. Backpedal off your phone and try to send transmitters your way. These are intelligence companies. This is army and your cult members. And some of the mothers teach their children how to do these things. Facts. Facts. Yeah, it's real. Ecclesiastes 6:6. Be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000. Peace. But one counselor of 1,000. One. So our counselor is Yahawashi. That's who our counselor is now. Yahawashi. See, we're exposing the tactics of the enemy as well. Every single tactic. Yeah, they use children big time to perpetrate gang stalking, and not just that. They do it to make you look like a peds. Which we're not, we're not pets, but that's why they do that children stuff. And then the children running about 15 meters in front of them, it's like, why is your child running that far in front of you? That's just stupid. So if they fall over, you won't have room to catch them. So if someone grabs them up. So they do these silly little things, right? Or they have a child screaming or acting stupid in front of you. Just imbeciles, man. You better get right with Yahawashi. Yahawashi, get right, man. Get right. Because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. They do that, I'm telling you. They have a child that will run past you, or they say to this child, you know, when you go past him, look at him or do something to get his attention. Bro, that's sick, bro. That's sick. And sometimes, if they want your attention, they will smack that child, and the child starts crying. Yeah, bro, it's mad. It's mad. It's mad. This is a real government program where people are covertly being watched. And psychological tactics are being done on them because somebody gave you information over and lied. Now you got groups of people that want to do those type of stuff. Right? That's what you got going on. We got more. We got more. We're gonna keep it moving today. Today, we're gonna keep it moving. We're not gonna stay in one place for too long as well. And please don't talk to me about trafficking, bro. Trafficking's in the scripture. Should we get to that as well? Let's go to that. Let's go to that. Oh, please don't talk to me about that. Go to Habakkuk. These migrants that are coming here, they're being trafficked, right? The migrants that come here. Oh, yes. Same thing's happening. But nobody really talks about what's happening in UK's doorstep, in the capital. Nobody goes into that. What's actually happening in the capital? What's actually happening here in London? Have you ever asked yourself, everybody talks about this trafficking thing, and in America it's talked about the Manderson case. Has anyone ever questioned, well, where are these people within London? Has anybody ever questioned that? Nope. Nope. I've heard people say, well, we're going to do investigations on these grooming gangs. I call them rape. I call them rape gangs. Yeah, you have rape gangs in London. Grooming, what's the difference? The grooming gang is a rape gang. I like people talk about abuse. The abuse gang is the grooming gang. The rape gang is the three. It's all the same thing. The paedophilia, that's four. It's the same. It's the same gang, idiot. Where they basically have these women stranded, and they end up having their way with them. You talk about some Asian gang, right? Oh, we're gonna do an inquiry in London. Hurry up and do the fucking inquiry, then. How long does it take? No, they're not gonna do it. Because if they do it, then guess what? Guess what's gonna happen? Labour, Conservative. This type of stuff begins with rich people, you idiot. The rich people. The gangs that you see, they're like guinea pigs. They're like scapegoats. They're the ones that are used to cover it up. But this stuff really starts from high up. Okay? Okay. Talk about some watch though. That's old news now. Yes, I'm Pakistani. There's a Pakistani, and why Pakistani? I've never really understood that. I've never understood that. Then they give you the mug shot. They give you their mug shots, and they're all looking like on their mug shots, Mother Shah. They never really show you a British face. They never show you that. Well, actually, there's certain instances, but they never really show you that. How working class families also partake in grooming and what you could satanic ritual abuse, and they pass that down to the family. They never really tell you about that. The Pakistani, the migrants and the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. I think you need to search into the London grooming, and find out where these trafficking rings are. If I was a detective, bro, I'd be making arrests. I'd be making countless arrests. Countless arrests. Baba Kasha. You got police officers. What? And they don't know who's doing what. Well, you can't trust your police officer. Your police officer might be a nonce. The judge might be a nonce as well. You know what I mean? But we're gonna go to this. Hold on just a minute. Habakkuk 2. Just like there's a big ass elephant in the room. Then you go to a neighborhood or you go to a town, complete silence. Complete silence. Habakkuk 2. And listen, the people that run the whole trafficking and grooming thing, this is run by, I won't say middle class, this is run by wealthy, you say working class, wealthy people. The elites, they love that type of stuff. Because I've already told you, that's where they get their power from, is children. And harvesting, obviously. Harvesting. Well, who are they going to harvest off? They're not going to harvest off themselves because they're old. They're old, crusty, half dead. They're going to harvest off children. So the main commodity within Satan's kingdom is them children. That's done by the elites. The super rich. And Hollyweds. They call it Hollyweds. Okay? That's why all your musicians and your entertainers, that's what most of them partake in. That's what they partake in. Now the Environment Agency van popped up now. You see? Talking now, because I'm talking, anytime you talk about this, it gets busy. Anytime you talk about certain topics, it gets busy. So it says, Habakkuk 2 and 5. Go to 4. Behold, the proud, his soul is not upright in him. We talk about people, we mentioned the whole Pizzagate thing, and how you have, what was his name? A high-ranking paedophile by the name of John Podesta. And he owns what? Pizza, right? Pizza, different pizza places, right? Why are you going to get your pizza from there? Right? These are known facts. Okay? His soul is not upright in him. His soul is not upright. So if your soul is not upright, that means it's perverse. Perversity. That's what the enemy likes. Perversity. Nabakasha. That's what he likes. Perversity. Okay? That's what they like. Because that's what I'm telling you, brothers. You want to get into what they call it, the Billionaires Boys Club? That's where the money is. Why do you think people are so fascinated with children these days? That's where the money is. Once you take that away, that's it. That's it. You hearing about Epstein? He's the main one now that they're speaking about, which that was terrible, yeah. But there's others like him. He's just one that's being caught. You got others just like him. And he had a lot of money, right? Yeah, this man had businesses. This man had a group, which you're not telling you about. This man had a network. So he's arrested. Where is Epstein's network? Where's his network? It's still running. The network. Listen, when you got a network, if you're in prison, that network still's running. Where's his network? Has to be on Earth, right? Right, Dave. Another one pull up now. Environment agencies, where's his network? See, the reason why I'm doing this lesson, so you're like, wow, like, bro, I never thought of it like that. Where's Epstein's network? He has one, right? Did it just shut down when he was arrested? Where is it? Let's go back to the scriptures. All right? You know, a lot of people, they're probably like, shut up, shut up! Stop talking! Shut up! That's why they try to torture you, innit? When you're by yourself, they try to torture you and that, yeah, we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him and he's all alone. No, I shouldn't laugh. This is a serious matter. Serious. Oh, yeah, and he had the torture ring as well. Yes. Epstein. This is Habakkuk 2. His soul is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. We're going to live by faith. His soul is not upright in him. I saw Epstein. There's a video of him chasing a child around the table. He's chasing a child around the table. And the child was like trying to escape. And the child was going, because anytime them children scream like that, they get a rush. That's where they get their rush, when them children start screaming. So anytime a child starts panicking as well, they get a rush, they get energy. Children have high energy, I'm telling you, bro. It says children are a gift from the Lord. They have a gift. Another thing about this program, the Gang Stalking program, it's a sex program. I never knew that. Fully knew that. I see a lot of sex going on. There's sex cults. The dark web, that's part of the program. So you're being watched. I know you're being watched on the dark web. You know what a dark web is? is the adult entertainment industry is also watching you. Yes, this is real. This is real. It's part gang stalking is also part of human trafficking. So it's dark web and the sex cults and all that. Okay, include obviously and pedophilia as well. It's all of those things. All of those things, which is a 360 million or more industry. It's all those things, bro. It's prostitution. It's also drug smuggling. It's also racketeering. Why do you think you got gangs watching you? And mob. You got mob families. You got mob families watching you. And they're gonna be watching you even more if you're speaking about this type of stuff. All that's run by the mob. Yeah, MOB. The mob. Who are the mob? The mob are the mafia. So you know these cars that are going past. You see all these cars that are driving past. They're in fair. They do what they do because they fair. The mafia. You think the mafia still exists? They still exist. You got the Italian mafia. You got British families that have mob ties. Example, the army. Most of you don't know this. The army, that's the mob. Military, they have mob ties. Also, you have the Jewish. The Jewish people, that's the biggest mafia. Them black hats, right? They're known as I forgot the name now. Satan Nostra. I forgot the name. Satan Nostra. Right? Okay. You got many mob families, bro. And how do they make money? How do they make their money? Like in London, you had the Richardsons. They were dealing with the arcades and all that, smuggling. Still happens today. Go to Soho. What are you gonna have? You ever got Thames Water? You see Thames Water Company? You know who owns Thames Water? You know who owns Thames Water? The mob. Guess who owns British Gas? The mob. It's the mafia. Don't you know that? Don't you know that, fucking shit? Don't you know that? Fucking shit. You have to be. That's why you have to be mindful sometimes what you're speaking about. Okay. Yes. Oh, even within your police, guess who can pay them off? The mob. Let's get back to the scriptures. And it says, I'm just letting you know, within this industry, the stalking is part coercion. The people that are watching you, yeah, they're part of a sex industry, human trafficking, not all, some, and what else? Yeah, and criminals, because it's criminals that are also trying to scapegoat you or further a narrative to make you look a certain way. Okay? Why? Because they have the money to do that. Because they can. Because they have the money to do it. And what helps them is your data. That helps them. That's why you have Stingray trucks. I've had it where you have a Stingray truck and the cars will pull up outside of your house. They're collecting your Wi-Fi signal and all that, your data. So they're watching what you're watching. That's why they put up in those cars. I told you it was a dirty business. It's a dirty business. I'm looking sharp. As for us, you want to make sure you're out of that business because it's only going to end one way. And now they can have something to hold over your head for the rest of your life because that's what Satan does. Habakkuk 2. By the way, I'm not against men or women that look after children. They're in social care. Their children are looked after. They have a better life. I'm against those that are harming children. A lot of these children, they're adopted, bro. They're adopted, bro. They're adopted. You're looking at these children like that's the mother, that's the father, that's not the mother, that's not the father. They were bought, bro. They were bought. You see in a white family with African with some jet black Africans. That's obviously not her son or daughter, is it? You can buy, bro, you can buy children if you have enough money. You can buy them. You know how you can buy some food? You can buy them. If you see a child wearing pink, not all the time, most, the pink represents that she's she when they wear the pink, it means she's up for grabs. In other words, you can, if you want to, you can buy her. When the pink represents what is innocence. Remember, they have color codes. The pink represents innocence. So if you see, you may see two girls dressed in all pink. That means if you have enough money, you can purchase them. If you see an adult woman wearing pink, her virginity's been taken. You may be able to sleep with her. They do in codes. Let's get back to scriptures. And it says, indeed, because he transgressed by wine. This man's wine is his philosophies. Jeremiah 51. Let's go to that wine. What's that wine? What's that wine? This man's pushing his wine. Jeremiah 51. Now they're going to secretly watch my videos. Oh, yeah, yeah. He's talking about it again. Yeah, yeah, stalk him. Stalk him. He's talking about it again. Yeah, I am talking about it again. Somebody needs to. Somebody needs to talk about it and bring light to darkness. All right. That's what I'm doing. Bringing light to the darkness, man. Good. And talking about these topics that are happening of the whole Epstein, all them things there. And Mandelson.
Oh, you recorded?
Oh, yeah. Mandelson and all that. Basically, no, it's all right. That's why I'm here to engage with people as well. That's why I'm out here. So basically, that's what I'm speaking about right now. How, the British public and the media, they're saying, oh, it's happening here, but it's only in Rochdale, and it's some Pakistani men that's having their way with women. So this type of stuff is just likening them to one race now.
Yeah. I wouldn't pay too much attention about what you read in the media.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
It is rubbish.
Yeah.
It's specific. What I find is it's aimed to make people think a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's very dangerous what they do. So,
yeah. A lot of it is witchcraft. Right? A lot of it's manipulation of the mind.
It's manipulating data and words. I used to work at a university in the finance department, and they had a nursery there. But the nursery wasn't making any money.
Yeah.
And not that many people used it. So they closed it down. Yeah. And there was this big public outcry because people outside the university used it as well.
Okay.
So somebody organised a press conference and he asked the guy I was working with, who'd done all the numbers, to go along. And he was terrible. He said, I don't want to go. He said, I'll tell you why, do a press. He said, it doesn't matter what I say, they'll collect all those words and they'll jiggle them around to say what they want to say.
To fit their own agenda.
Without breaking the law. Yeah. And they're very clever.
And they're powerful, right?
Yeah. And they're the people that stir up all this hatred and everything else. And it was wrong. I think it should be stopped.
Yeah. But the only one that can stop it is God, because they pay anything they want to show you. The elites, they pay them off, right? The editors, a lot of these news channels, they're run by people, the Rothschilds and the bankers and all that.
That's why it's important. When you see this information, process it very carefully.
Yeah.
Believe what you see.
Only half.
And that's you've got a better chance of getting to the truth that way than you have by reading stuff.
This is the best one. This is how I'm filling it out. Because I'm reading the Bible, by the way. And the Bible, it talks about that the wicked and the secret councils and what they do in darkness. So I think this is the best term of exposure. because it talks about the light and darkness, and what not better to shine a light on darkness. So when you do that,
You can apply it to the modern world.
yes, because they were doing these same practices within Babylon, um, Egypt, the same customs, centralized governments, like digital ID. They're going to start doing that soon. So everything's going to be on that one ID.
We will be just a number.
Yes, that's what they want. Just
Anyway,
a
mate,
number.
I've got to go.
I'll spud you.
Nice
Nice
to
meeting you.
yeah.
A lot of
Good
people
luck.
say, I was about to say that. A lot of people say good luck. Yeah, it's not bad saying that. It's not bad saying that, but no, I don't need the good luck because it's already written in here that the victory, right? Who's gonna have the victory? Yahawashi, who they call Jesus Christ. He's already won. He's defeated the enemy. But that's what the enemy can do. He has power to he has power to kill. Satan has power to kill. So what I get a lot of threats, death threats. I get a lot of intimidation, and I deal with a lot of the witchcraft. Because the people up high, they deal with dark arts. Sure. Yeah. And if they know, I think they obviously they know.
They won what they won, and they don't care.
Yeah, and they killing people for a long time. Thousands from Napoleon. They funded the Napoleon War and the Waterloo. So blood is nothing. Nice to meet you. Yeah. That's interesting. People know. Yes, sir. And people have a knowledge of somewhat of what's going on. And there's people that they're not scared to speak about this. But it's right. Don't believe everything you see or you hear. But guess how we filter things out? Through the scriptures. Okay? There's a lot of people that know about Pizzagate. We're going to get some pizza today. Baba Kusha. Right? We're going to get some pizza. Right? And the code words. What else? Pizza means a young male. Is that the police? No, the ambulance. We're gonna get a pizza today, right? Which means a young male, right? And what's the other one? A walnut. A walnut is a young black boy. A walnut. Epstein, he was using the term grape soda, or something like that. All right? Grape soda. Right? They have code names. Let's get back to the scriptures. Right? Right? Then when we come around, you want to stay silent. You want to try guilt trip us. They do these things. They have rituals, man. They have secret rituals in basements as well. Let's bring this up. Right? Yeah, they're looking nervous. They're looking nervous. They're looking nervous. Check this out. Yeah, they have certain rituals, bro. Right? So let's see what else we got. Hold on just a minute. I hope I'm not ruining it for you. And a lot of these people that like to hide their kids in the house and all that. They don't even want to let their kids out. It's probably best you do that anyway, because it ain't safe out here. Right? Then they have them being quiet. Yeah, sit in the house, don't make no noise. Just be quiet. Don't talk. Yes, sir. See what else we got. Excuse me. Hold on. And it says, where was we? I want to get back to the point. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 3. Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter, that you may be safe. For the Lord has given the father honor over the children and have confirmed the authority of the mother over the sons. Right? Baba Kisha. And it says, whoso honoureth his father maketh an atonement for sins, and he that honoureth his mother is one that layeth up treasure. Whoso honoureth his father shall have joy of his children, and when he maketh his prayer, he shall be heard. He that honoureth his father, key thing, Brother Kishar. And he that honoureth his father, what are they waiting for? What are they waiting for? What are these people waiting for? You said they're waiting for someone, right? Who are they waiting for? Are they waiting for me? They do that. They watch you secretly. Like, bro, you better watch what you're speaking about. They that type of watch. Who are they watching? Huh? You got the army. You already got the army out now as well. Look, I didn't say check this out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we're moving things around in the spirit right now. That's why the scripture says, casting down imaginations and every high thing. Okay? And it says, and he that honoureth his father shall have long life, and he that is obedient unto the Lord shall be a comfort to his mother. He that feareth the Lord will have honour of his father, and will do service unto his parents, as to his master. Honour thy father and thy mother both in word and deed, that a blessing may come upon thee. That's how you're going to get blessed. By you honour them. Right? Right? In word and deeds. Okay? And it says, for the blessing of the father established the house of the children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations. Glory not in the dishonour of thy father. Say if your father is not walking in the way of the Lord, don't glory in that. Okay? Don't glory in that. And it says, for thy father's dishonour, for thy father's dishonour, and no glory unto thee. For the glory of a man is from the honour of his father, and the mother, and dishonour is a reproach to the children. My son, help thy father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he liveth. So as your father gets older, you're supposed to honour him in old age, not just in young. Okay? And we know people are being sent our way as well to watch us, because what we're speaking about. We know a lot of these people are part of the occult. We know there's a lot of occultic practices going on as well. So we're gonna be so we're in them times right now, man. Huh? I can't hear you, man. Stop. I can't hear you. Speak louder, man. No, you know why? Because the scriptures talk about the joy of the Lord. I know what you're saying. The topics that I'm speaking about, I shouldn't have a smile on my face when I'm speaking about it. That's just me. I like to smile, man. But I'm on YouTube. Yeah, no, I'm not live. This is I just press the camera and just roll. I don't like all that live business, all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm uncompromised. A lot of these men that preach, they're compromised.
What are you preaching? The gospel, yeah?
Yeah, and the things that are going on within society. Example, God has a reason. Yeah, that's true. And the things that are going on within society, which a lot of people don't want to speak about, but they already know.
They already know. Tell them.
Look at the scandals. Look at all that stuff that's going on. But only a few are talking about that. You see what I'm saying? That's why the scriptures talk about speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. So you can't, when you come out here, you can't be scared. Because the Lord's with us. That's why they got to send out the sirens. It's the matrix, man. Anyways, man. Hey, shalom, man. Shalom, Baba Kisha. So we're in them times, Baba Kisha. And it says, and if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not. when thou art full strength. For the relieving of thy father shall not be forgotten, and instead of sins it shall be added to build thee up. So the Lord Yahawashi is going to build you up in that time. But as for us, we and our house go worship the Lord. But he's right. I like to smile. Sometimes I don't notice that. But when we talk about them topics, we shouldn't really be smiling about it. It says, a wise man scarcely smile. So, yeah, that's something I got to work on still. But I'm going to shut off here. And whatever you do, brothers, don't get mad. Whatever you do, I like that one. I like that one, man, because you're Isaiah 54 and 17, man. No weapon formed. I love that. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. I am going to shut off on that. Lord willing, this was edifying. Until the next time. Shalom. Shalom.